big question mark if we're going to get a trolley seed, ped seed, jet seed. Could be any of the above, but probably not some combination of all three of them because, oh, I think we're getting started here.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to get right into it. So obviously this seed is bootless until boots do show up. I'm sure they're hoping to find those boots early on and kind of make the seed a little bit faster, but you know, at the very least, they're not going to be in the first chest because we just get a few extra bombs storage.
Indeed, so we still don't have that first big item. We're going to find out what it is here shortly as they make their way over to the magical floating bush, drop down to visit Uncle. Good old standard start here. And get one of the items for...
See what they get right here.
Oh, it's cane. Cane of Samaria.
Not bad.
Not bad. It's going to be a little...
Definitely the cane you want to see, though.
Yeah, definitely the cane you want to see. You don't really want Burna. It's kind of more of a pain in the butt to use that. Oh, an ice rod right at the start. Very nice.
Wow. So, you know, if we find a medallion, a sword, and fire rod, could we possibly see a very early Turtle Rock play with what we've found so far?
It's possible. We would need the lift upgrade as well to be able to get into Turtle Rock. And lift upgrade and the hammer. So, we got quite a few items before an early TR, but it's kind of on the table now as a possibility.
I'm sure they are very thankful to find those two early on, because usually Ice Rod is one of those items that turns the seed much longer, just something that shows up at the very end, and then the Red Cane too, giving that Mire into a rock access instead of having to search around the overworld for it. So kind of a good start. I know I'd be pretty happy with what items I have so far.
We're seeing a couple of the strats here dealing with that guard. And Daaanty is going to use the block, push the block a couple times and fire it to get the 3 hits they need. And capttenneal, let's see what they're going to do here.
Yeah, it looks like capttenneal was taking a little bit more time in the courtyard to farm a bomb. I did get that bomb, though. That way he can get to the back of escape on that first pass through it. We'll probably see Daaanty pick a different place to farm that bomb as well. So it's kind of hard to tell who exactly is, you know, ahead at this point.
Yes, indeed.
Daaanty making pretty quick work of these necessary guards they need to kill with the King of Samaria. Definitely one thing about this mode is that you want to be able to go in kind of knowing exactly what to do with each individual weapon, so you're not just caught off guard. So a lot of people, you know, they'll practice, you know, King of Burna and bombs because those are like the two obvious troll items that you usually see, but you know, you can't forget, you know, about the King of Samaria, a little bit of a different mechanic than, you know, a sword or the hammer. Daaanty's definitely showing us right now that he's put some time in there and making pretty fast work of the escape sequence thus far.
Indeed, it's looking pretty good so far, pretty clean, even with the King of Burna. Seeing a lot of the push block here, and see capttenneal going to be using that pot method to take care of the ball and chain guard. Just 2 pots, that's all you need. And of course, there's a big 20 in that chest.
Yeah, definitely got a little bit of rupees going on so far, so not really any items so far as what they want to see at the very start as far as progression goes. So sure, the Ice Rod and King of Samaria are nice, but those are more of the late game items you want to see. Early on, you want to be seeing that hammer, the gloves, just stuff to give you that quick Dark World access. So really curious to see what the back escape is going to give us, and if Daaanty's going to go ahead and try to farm that bomb to get to the back escape as well.
Indeed, keep in mind that capttenneal has 1 bomb and Daaanty has no bombs at the moment. So Daaanty would need, as you mentioned, JTB, Daaanty would need to either get a drop or possibly farm that bomb up just to get that access, or they'd have to consider skipping the 3 chests and escape, but that could be a bad call if there's something of value back there.
Right, especially if that item of value is the power gloves, because in that kind of case, if the mitts are somewhere else that isn't available, you have to go through the entirety of the sewers again just to get access. So kind of a tough decision. Like you generally don't want to have to force yourself to skip it if possible.
I think we're seeing Dainty try to do a little bit of farming there on the snakes. And hoping for a bomb
Right.
drop.
Definitely the sewer is a much nicer place to farm for the bombs, just given the large amount of enemies in one little area. We'll probably see him farm a little bombs in here. Oh, no, he's actually going to skip that corner with all the rats there. Possibly do it in that last room instead, because a lot of these enemies are really fast to kill as opposed to like the guards that are just like running around everywhere. But he does have to be careful. He is really low on HP. One hit, we'll go ahead and take him out.
And of course, our runners have both found that mushroom hiding in that first chest. Looks like we see a bomb farm here. Yeah, Dainty is going to go past that and just go up and do a normal escape route here.
All right, well, we'll see. I'm sure later on he'll definitely go back, especially if he does find the power gloves, because it's 3 items in the early game that are they're available for you. But yeah, let's see what we find back here and if it's something that is necessary.
And just 10 rupees. Nope, there's that map. The map's always somewhere in Escape or in the castle. And just a little bit of love, so not really missing out on too much by skipping that. It's
Right.
a little bit of a lead, but not too terribly. It's not going to be like the lead that wins in the race, probably, or anything like that.
Yeah, 6.5 minutes in, we can't necessarily call the race at this point. It's randomizer. Anything could possibly happen. But
Indeed.
Yeah, like I said, just kind of weird items coming out of Escape. You got a fetch quest item. Dainty gets that pole and tree, gets some hearts. I'm sure he's very happy with that because he was very low again. But
that hoarder just pumping out some green rupees, nothing of real value. Let's see what's on Lumberjack Ledge. What is it gonna be? Oh, it's just a 20, another big 20. But we do have a quick. It looks like we had a quick dungeon check, which I think was Eastern Palace was Crystal 7. The blue pendant is at Desert Palace, and I believe Crystal 5 or Crystal 6. I wasn't sure either. Chat's kind of unsure as well. One of the red ones is hiding out at Tower of Hera.
It's kind of an interesting start. I could honestly see this ending up to be an Aghanim seed at this point, depending on what they find in Kakariko. It's kind of hard to tell without anything, but the longer they go without items, I think the more likely it ends up being that Aghanim seed, because you need those 3, the power glove, hammer, and Moon Pearl, or mitts instead, to get to Dark World, and not any of them showing up just yet. It's kind of awkward.
Yes, indeed, and just of course a little bit of love there, hanging out where the mushroom would normally be. And there's that big 20 down there in the Thieves' Hut that you drop down to. Dainty going into Kakariko Well to start off. The Kakariko Shuffle. And just find a 10 arrows there.
Bombs.
Oh, yeah. There's the Moon Pearl.
Okay, well, there we go.
Yeah. So we're not going to get to see what's in that back bomb room either. At least maybe not yet. We might get a double back here. So I'm sure Dainty will go down, probably pick up some bombs before going and exploring the other areas around here.
Yeah, definitely kind of a rough spot coming into Kakariko. What they have 0 bombs, plus not a lot of money too. If you're gonna buy bombs too, you want to have at least 150 just to be able to talk to the bottle merchant at the same time.
And we're gonna get a double check here. Capttenneal going down the Blind's Hut. Just a big 20 there in the tavern. Then the boomerang.
Money so far.
And blue mail. And just a 5 bomb upgrade.
Wow.
So Capttenneal gonna be making the way over to the vendor as well to pick up some bombs. Oh, actually, he's too short right now. Not height wise, just 2 rupees short.
Right. Nice part about going into the well and blind set is that you do get those blue rupees as well.
Indeed. So yeah, we'll have enough here for a bomb purchase. And there's just a big
more
20.
money. Wow.
Just a big 20 there. That's a shame.
So not a lot in Kakariko, just a lot of storage upgrades, getting small amounts of money and then just losing it to the bottle vendor and having to buy bombs.
Indeed.
Absolutely no progression at all, unless we see something on the race game or possibly in the library. So definitely one of the least exciting Kakarikos I've ever seen in a race.
We've just got a little bit of love there hiding out in the back of Blind Tut. So again, no real progression. We're not really seeing anything that says, hey, go here. Quite yet. We got a couple of indicators maybe for TR, but we don't have the gloves, we don't have the hammer. There's a lot of things still missing for that.
One good benefit though to seeds like this is when there's a lot of item locations locked, ends up being more of a pretty linear seed, so you're not having to think about like gambling on one location versus the next. It's generally just coming down, okay, well, I have to go here. So this is really going to put like their execution to their test. How quickly are they going to be able to go through the entirety or as much as they can in like Eastern Palace without a sword, since at this point I'm sure they're going to have to dip into there to find something.
Indeed, unless they find something down here. We're going to get a look at the library here, and we'll see if this seed is boots locked by any chance. And race game, of course. And probably a tour of the south side of Hyrule.
Yeah, definitely is going to be your standard opening here. And yeah, just another heart container in the library.
Would be useful since capttenneal has 4 hearts and Daaanty only with 3 hearts, but they can't get it because they don't have boots. Ooh, Bombo's up there. That may actually be important, especially if we're going to be talking about TR. That's a medallion.
Right, but like I said, another one of those just like late game items that you don't want to find at this point. But yeah, this is definitely a very strange seed.
Indeed, that's also going to give, if we get both the lift upgrade, that should give you access to the Ice Palace as well. Being able to use the Bombos to kill that freeze aura right at the beginning.
Very true. It's kind of nice being able to use Bombos in Ice Palace, especially if you're not too great on managing your magic. But yeah, it could be something that is required for Ice Palace, depending on what we find coming up. But yeah, Daaanty going over the South Shore, definitely the second location that you generally go to for standard routing early game. We have to see some sort of progression here, a sword or just the moon pearl by itself. We really can't do much. So you need to have a couple of items show up to really start opening up the map.
Indeed, and keep in mind, we cannot actually use the Bombos until we've got a sword, so we would need to find a sword as well for them to even be able to use the medallion. Maybe we'll see it coming up here. Maybe it's a wet sword, who knows?
Could be, sitting in the water, kind of damp, mildewy, kind of gross.
Oh, it's just a little bit of love. But Daaanty should pick that up. That'll give him another heart.
Just a little bit of soggy love.
Well, any kind of love is usually pretty good love.
Right. Yeah, you can't complain about the quality of it. It's still love.
Especially when you've got so little to go around here in the first area. So we're gonna see them both at Mini Moldorm Cave. It'd be interesting to watch to see how they clear this without a sword or without the hook shot, or pretty much without a lot of things.
Yeah, very
I think
limited.
Daanty's gonna try and probably gonna try and trap those 2 together on the side. We got one of them. 3 for 3. And save those bombs.
Yeah, he's got to
use the. Oh, that's actually a really nice idea. I think Daaanty went to use the.
Oh no!
Here.
He's got one more.
He's got it.
Okay.
We're running a little short on bombs here. Actually, Magic, there's the sword. I was gonna say, I think, and lamp. Ooh.
So we're just looking for another sword.
Mirror. So that should, if they could get the gloves somewhere around here, that should actually open up Death Mountain and Tower of Hera.
That is very true. Definitely nice getting that mirror early on, so you don't have to worry about going all the way around like Death Mountain to get up to Hera.
Yes, so yeah, getting a lift upgrade or getting the flute. I think Daanty's going to try and do a fake flipper here. Maybe swim on over to Hobo?
Yeah, maybe interesting.
Yeah.
That he would actually decide to do this. You know, technically, you have the Moon Pearl, so you could definitely go up to like the Waterfall Cave with those items and stuff, but it's not logic without the gloves. And I would kind of think at this point you're not really looking for what the gloves like leads to, but rather the gloves themselves. So
perhaps
we'll see if this pays off.
And we'll get perhaps even to get a ledge check here. Oh, Canberna and Magic Cape.
Oh, so we have Aghanim on the table already.
Indeed. I'm getting the water walk back here. I think we're gonna walk around, maybe go to Hobo real quick. Check out that little island, see if there's anything up there. Ooh.
Another sword.
Ooh, there was a sword upgrade, yes.
A lot of implications with this seed, so, you know, we don't know if the logic would require Aghanim at this point, especially fake flippering over the waterfall, because we would need to see the flippers in a location that's not locked behind Aghanim.
Could be it could be that flippers are actually in Eastern. And that would make sense since Eastern is open right now. Or perhaps right here. Nope, not going to be in Ice Rod Cave. It's just going to be a little bit of love.
One thing you have to be careful about, you know, fake flipper is definitely one of the easiest glitches to do, but you really have to be able to kind of think about what the seed wants you to do, especially if you find the progression that DT did, because you don't want to you don't want to mess up your routing so much that you just don't know exactly where the next item should be. You do sequence break, so hopefully he has that in mind. capttenneal also going to do the same thing, it appears.
Chat pointing out here, Wolfman's pointing out that, yes, indeed, maybe Aghanim has something way over in the desert. That's a possibility, too.
Right.
Yeah. You see Daaanty going to the not always seen vendor there over by Lake Hylia to pick up some bombs. Once again, very nice way to pick it up, actually. On your way to Eastern Palace. And we'll get a little bit more info here. I'm sure we'll find out where the green pendant is and see what's in the closet here.
Yeah, this area with the 6 items are available, especially having the lantern now. That's really going to tell us exactly what their next play needs to be. Especially if they find the flippers right here. Ooh, and a book. Yeah.
That's progression. That'll open up Desert Palace for them. I think we'll see Daaanty just go into Eastern real quick here.
Yeah, I think that actually does make sense.
Yeah, you're right here, you might as well.
Yeah, even without the bow, I mean, you got the lantern, so, you know, the vanilla big key chest is in logic. And plus, if Pod ends up being a pendant dungeon, or sorry, a crystal dungeon, then you already have the mirror, so you can just come back later and do that once you do have the bow.
So we'll get to see what 3 items are hanging out here in Eastern Palace, perhaps, unless one of them's on Armos Knights. capttenneal making his way as well. Over here, check out, there's the big key, so we'll get to open up the big chest, but checking out Waterfall Cave. Well, we're gonna get a water walk actually up to Zora to see what's on the ledge. If it's something that requires flippers, we may be oh, just bombs, okay.
Just bombs.
If there's progression up there, then I think I was about to say we might be seeing flippers a little bit sooner.
Yeah, no, I 100% was going to agree with that. Because, you know, with the cape, you know, in the Waterfall Cave, definitely would make it seem that there would be all that progression up there.
Indeed, nothing
But
so far in Eastern Palace. We've just got the big key in the map, it looks like, so looking for something here.
we do have 3 chests though available and 3 items in Eastern Palace. So assuming Armos does not have that final item, then this could be what the logic is trying to tell you to do. Get these 3 items and come back to Eastern Palace later.
That is true. Okay, we're gonna find out green pendants in Misery Mire.
Yeah, that is interesting.
As far as crystals go, perhaps may still be needed if the green pendant item is needed. Green pendant is needed for item turn-in, or if we somehow fortunately boots, and lots of boots right there for Daanty. Daanty in go fast mode right now, not go mode, just go fast because boots. That's why Pegasus boots make you go fast though. So we've got a couple more opportunities for items now, or possible locations of where those slippers might be. Bonk rocks, definite possibility right now.
Plus, if we end up finding, maybe just a power glove by themselves, and we know, these desert palace is fully clearable, having that fire source already. So, like I said, very interesting, just like breadcrumbs throughout this. Just kind of giving you 1 or 2 locations at a time, and then it just turning into a very linear seed.
That's true. I feel like that desert's probably the call here, because I don't know where Dainty's going.
Okay.
Oh, maybe going to check Bonk Rocks real quick, I guess.
He's going to check Bonk Rocks first. Yeah, I agree with
Probably
that. Just
Bonk
knock it
Rocks,
out
and
of
then
the
maybe
way.
check that sewer now that there's bombs in his inventory. Of course, we're seeing the little mirror trick there. It's always fun. Mirror all the way to the front of the sanctuary and just walk right out.
Yeah, backup escape has to be kind of on Dainty's mind. He can't get into it yet, though. He doesn't have the gloves to pick up the rocks next to the grave. So if you're getting to this point that, you're not finding any kind of progression, you have to be thinking, what if there is something back there that I missed? And, what if my opponent did grab that item and now they're suddenly very far ahead?
That's true.
Those kind of thoughts, like, going through your head during a 1v1 race, that you could really kind of mess with your routing a lot.
Indeed. Well, technically, I think the supers might be open still from the front, but it'd be the long way to go around and get there.
Yeah, you have to go all the way around.
Yeah, the long way instead of taking a shortcut there.
Yeah.
We're gonna see Desert Palace play, it looks like. Probably get an Agony's Cave check. And we will see. We'll see if it lives up to the Agony Cave nickname here. Maybe just an early check for nothing.
Yeah. Or just really any time of this seed you check, it's just going to be nothing.
And capttenneal picking up the boots. That's going to be the last item that they'll find here in Eastern Palace for now. And just a bottle. That's going to open up Sick Kid, at least. Back in Kakariko.
So, yeah, once again, just another 1 location that's just being open instead of just like giving them like a hammer or, those gloves.
But we'll very likely see Daanty go ahead and just go through as much of Desert Palace as they need. Just 5 arrows up there on the ledge, 5 arrow upgrade. And there's 2 items in here. Very curious to see what they could be, and of course, the pug animation. always a fan favorite.
Yeah, I think too, if they find only the power gloves, they still need 1 more item for Dark World access, but that does give them that access to Death Mountain, as well as the witch, technically, with the mushroom. I'm pretty certain they'll find those power gloves in here somewhere. Otherwise, that's just going to be straight to Aghanim afterwards.
Yeah, I think that would have to be the case, because you can't even go and fight Lamelas if you wanted to without those gloves. So we've just got the key here. Daanty going to the right side. Kill. All the enemies, open the door. Gets the big key, which will point them back to left side. And just a compass. So we have not seen yet what's going to be on that torch there, and we also have access to the big chest. We're just missing the 2 items and a map.
capttenneal also right behind Daaanty with entering that desert as
Oh,
well. And
there's
there
the
it
gloves.
is.
There's the power glove.
There's... So, definitely the first step to opening more of the map doesn't open up a lot. Like I said, gives them both Witch, as well as Death Mountain, which is required for Tower of Hera, which you can go ahead and complete now.
And Melis is going to have the last item here. But that meant that Eastern Palace was the correct play at the start there because you needed the boots to be able to get that item.
That is correct. So double dip Eastern is definitely within the logic on this. It's really gonna be about, does we already know Dainty's obviously going to kill animals, but is capttenneal going to? If you get those gloves and you have all these items suddenly unlocked for you, do you just leave that pendant dungeon or do you just complete it since you're already right here and hope that that last item actually gives you something?
That's a good question, actually. Because of the fact, I think capttenneal might go ahead and clear it, simply because the Lamola's fight, the fight to get to the back and the actual fight itself is generally relatively short. So it's not as if you're going to have to go all the way through the dungeon. It's pretty quick to get all the way to the back, and you've got everything you need to get the fight anyways. So it's kind of risk versus reward. The risk being, if you go back there, it's a time sink that you're investing, but if Nemolis has an item that's going to be necessary for progression, you got to go back there anyways. So
yeah, Dainty's got to be careful though. He doesn't have magic for Ice Rod, or maybe like one hit, but Landmol's with just Fire Sword by itself is a pretty lengthy fight. It does have the blue mail though, so that will reduce a lot of the damage that's going to be taken from the rocks that are coming out of the ground. But generally this fight, once the optimal way to do it at this point in the game would be with the bow. Although we just having some more magic for the Ice Rod.
Fire Rod, yes, that would certainly be pretty good. It's getting some good. Oh no!
Oh. See, like you said, that risk reward. capttenneal is going to do the same thing, but does have an extra heart. So it will be a little, and it has a lot more magic as well. So if Lamels has that progression, Dainty's leaving right now. That could be pretty big lead for
Dainty gonna put that off for now. We'll see if it's progression or not. This is again that risk versus reward thing. You're making a bet that there's gonna be something here, and Dainty's gonna go back now and check escape real quick.
You'd be sorely disappointed as well.
Yes, indeed.
Oh, a lot of people don't remember you can just actually bonk right into that wall instead of having to use a bomb. Just save a little bit of your resources. But Hera is definitely going to be the next place Dainty goes to. It's a required dungeon. capttenneal getting those ice rods and taking out one of the land moles. I don't think he'll have enough to fully complete it, but he'll only have to deal with one more land moles before he finishes it. And actually, Dainty is going up to the witch first.
Yeah, we do have that mushroom still to turn in at some point here. We get that mushroom very early.
That is very intriguing. That's not really a place you go to that early.
And capttenneal,
time sink.
Yes, indeed. capttenneal taking it down. It's only 300 rupees. That actually could be kind of useful if, and it's a big if we have vanilla flippers here.
Right.
Ooh, ether.
Ooh. Could get another laking item. But yeah, 300 rupees definitely. Getting rupees doesn't suggest that you should be going to Zora, since the logic assumes that you have enough rupees for Zora once it's available.
Indeed.
But it definitely kind of points you in that direction, like as far as a player, just your mentality or routing goes.
Well, here's the thing to think about with that. We've got access to Zora, at least access through the vanilla game without having to do fake flippers by basically completing Desert Palace. You get the 300 rupees, which has got capttenneal up to 550 now, so more than enough to go buy the item. Plus, you get the Power Glove, which would normally grant you access to get back there in the first place and to lift that big boulder.
This is a very similar seed to like what you would be doing in No Major Glitches, to be very honest.
Indeed, and despite going through and actually completing the Desert Palace dungeon there, capttenneal not too far behind Daaanty, just doing bonk rocks, and I suppose, just a heart from the old man, I suppose that the next play is going to be to go, maybe not, going back to Kakariko, I guess?
Bottle Kid. He actually does
perhaps.
have that. Yeah.
I was gonna say,
So,
we're possibly gonna see capttenneal follow Daaanty up Death Mountain here and see if there's anything of value at the top.
We'll probably see that play next.
Spectacle Rock. We are gonna have possibly see Daaanty go into Tower of Hera here. Oh, just a validation arrow. Ooh. Ooh,
Right,
hook shot.
Oh, there we go. Okay, now we're beginning to finally see this seed take, kind of some sort of form. Aghanim definitely not looking to be too required. I don't think it's going to be required at this point. I really think we're going to find that hammer somewhere on Death Mountain.
Yes,
and especially
indeed.
with that hook shot too. That opens up quite a few more chests. So
yes, indeed. We've got a lot of Death Mountain going to be open now. We've got not only Tower of Hera because we have the mirror and the fire source. We can go ahead and the sword. We can go ahead and complete the entire dungeon now, which is certainly possible. And it is a crystal, so it will be required. But now with that hook shot, pretty much all of Eastern Death Mountain is going to be open. So at least on the overworld side here.
Right. And you might as well, I like what Daaanty's doing. Rather than going straight over to East Death Mountain, just go ahead and get it done, get Hera done right now. Because you can use the mirror, obviously, to get to Hera from here. And then if the hammer does show up in Hera, you can just use it across the bridge instead of having to go all the way down and then over. And we're going to get a ether tablet check. So this is actually the items path is really nice.
Yeah, it's just going to be a heart. So that's just a full heart. But yeah, that's actually a good point. If the hammer's hiding out here, you can just go across the bridge. If not, you just have to jump down and go to the right. So it's not going to be too hard either way. It won't be too much of a time sink if it's not. But I would suspect that following the Tower of Hera clear, I would suspect that we're going to see Paradox Cave show up very quickly here.
Definitely.
Oh, and that's the Titan's Mitts. So now we can get into Dark Death Mountain as well. Do Hookshot Cave. So perhaps there's some progression hiding out there.
Yeah,
I would definitely say maybe there's something on the Magic Island. You've got everything you need to get out there, so.
Heck, I mean, like I said, if we get a Fire Rod and we already have 2 medallions.
And yeah, we're not going to Aga today.
But definitely the seed kind of started off really interesting, just not really giving you anything. This seed is still extremely linear up until finding that hook shot with the mitts. So really after this will be kind of determining what they want to do. We do get that the check on the Dark World map. The red pendant on Skullwoods, green pendant on the Mire that we already knew about, of course.
And so, red crystal is at Swamp Palace.
So definitely Turtle Rock could be a play if Fire Rod shows up. Daaanty taking that Death Warp to get back to the beginning. Kind of better. I mean, obviously you do have the mirror, which would be a little bit faster, but if you're already low on HP, it's better just to go ahead and do the Death Warp and get some of your hearts back.
And so both our runners are right now in Tower of Hera. It's actually I like the layout of this dungeon. I've always liked the layout of it. It's fairly linear to go through.
Yeah, and it's very short too. So it's a dungeon that even if it was pendant lot of runners like to opt in to do it just because they can clear it in a pretty fast time. The only kind of thing you have to be worried about though is, you know, trying to do that bomb jump, because if you fail it, you could fall all the way back down to the first floor. I think Daanty's probably just gonna. Oh, no, he already got both his items, so he's not gonna have to check the big chest at all.
Yes, indeed.
I'm gonna take a nice little breather, getting that that tile invulnerability to just be able to ignore all the tiles going after him.
Yeah, our runners are definitely not too far apart. It's a fairly close race so far, and we're going to see our old friend Troldorm here. We're going to be doing fighter sword strats, so we'll take a few more swings than normal. But this is actually, in the vanilla game, this is actually the intended sword that you fight Troldorm with.
Pretty good.
Very nice, very clean by Daaanty as well, so it's always good. And just as Daaanty is finishing up the climb here, capttenneal is going to be beginning the climb up the Tower of Hera.
Yeah. Kind of hard to tell, like I said, who's ahead. Daaanty may opt later on to go and clear Desert Palace if we run into like a bottleneck for items, but I think capttenneal won't have to worry about it since he has it done already.
Indeed.
Alright, we're getting that Eastern Death Mountain check. Whole heck of a lot of items here.
Yes.
Between the myths and the hookshot. So we have Hookshot Cave, Paradox Cave, Super Bunny Cave. Plus we get to see what's going on with Turtle Rock too. So
and we can see what's going on with the floating island. So just bombs and the little heart pieces to start off. So keep in mind, Paradox Cave has 7 chests to check. We've got 1 in Spiral Cave, 2 in Super Bunny Cave, 4 in Hookshot Cave, and we've got the floating island as well. And those are all accessible based on what these guys have.
Right. So B-Link's our tracker. Gonna have her work cut out for her on this. All these items showing up in pretty quick succession. But
indeed, apologies for all the work that you may or may not have to do at this point. You can see, yeah, Daaanty going for the bomb jump to go back across to save a little bit of time. Kind of interesting.
Yeah. One of the easier ones to do. Plus, you don't have to worry about having to drop down and go into the other cave to get to the top.
Indeed, and capttenneal picking up that first crystal. Just a big 50. Yeah.
Okay, so Daanty's gonna go ahead and go into Spiral Cave. Okay, yeah, might as well just knock that out right now. I wasn't sure if you would wait till after. Yeah, because you got the mirror, you can really do it whenever you want.
Yeah. I like this because you're going back down anyways to open up to get to the Dark World, so you might as well go through Spiral Cave, get that chest, and then go back, do Super Bunny Cave and Hookshot Cave after that. It's nice efficient routing.
Alright, both runners really close to each other. Once we see, or once they're done with Death Mountain, then I believe we're going to begin to see a start of that divergence and routing. With just how much is open now, someone going to start, in South Dark World and make their way up to Village of Outcasts, or we're going to see like an early Skull Woods dive. This is when the seed's going to really start to get interesting, and see which runner is going to make those bigger plays to put them at an advantage.
Yes, indeed. We'll see what's in Super Bunny Cave here. Daaanty using the mirror block glitch there. Get rid of those blocks. It's a fairly nice way to get rid of things that are in your way.
Yeah, and just a lot of hearts, which is going to be nice for going to Dark World. Just kind of give you a little bit of a safety cushion.
And here we go. See what's over here on Turtle Rock. It's going to be Bombos,
Bombos. And we got one item that's available right now in there that could just be Fire Rod.
It could be, but they don't have access because you've got to get the hammers to get that. So you got to get the hammer first, and then maybe you go up to TR.
That is true, yeah. I think we're gonna see the hammer there here though. Pretty good chance of it, because Hookshot Cave generally likes to give you something to beat the seed, but that's just what I noticed. Or they just be giving you a ton of money. That works too. Maybe Zora has.
My love. Let's see, maybe this last chest has got it. Trying to clear that. Oh no, it's just gonna be arrows. Ooh. So a bunch of junk in there.
Yeah, so really it was just the left side of Death Mountain, having the mitts and the hook shot really kind of giving us something to work with.
Yeah, not really something you see a whole lot of as far as odds. Usually East Up Mountain is usually the play as soon as you get it opened up to go ahead and get in there and clear it because there's usually value. I'm really surprised that there was almost nothing of value there.
Someone is asking if Hammer could be pedestal, given that it is Meyer, Schoolwoods, and Desert Palace. If I'm not mistaken, that it is a possibility.
I believe that is the case because none of those dungeons require the hammer.
But it is very early. We still have a lot of Dark World to be checking.
Indeed.
And a lot of dungeons too. So
yeah, keep
come
in
back
mind
to
that
us in like a half hour.
Yeah, keep in mind that the hammer is going to be required dungeon-wise to complete Pod, Swamp Palace, Ice Palace, and I'm trying to think if Turtle Rock requires it or not. I don't think it does. Yeah, everything else. Oh, the shovel. Ooh, it's going to be possibly hinting toward go dig something up.
Yeah, I wonder if Daaanty will go ahead and begin that whole Dark World tour, as opposed to just doing Turtle Rock right now, because with the shovel and the mirror, you can go ahead and just knock out.
Oh, there's the flips. There's the flips.
There they are.
Okay, wow. So Logic wanted you probably to go ahead. Instead of doing the fake flippers, Logic wanted you to go to the Dark World once you got those mitts. So now they're supposed to get all the stuff. Right.
And like I said, that's a little bit of the scary part of doing those fake flippers, because if you found like the cape and stuff and you thinking, okay, well maybe Agamemnon is the play, really you weren't supposed to be able to get to him without coming to the Dark World. So it kind of gives you like the fake breadcrumb because of the sequence breaking. And it just takes a little bit of thought, like, is that really what the game wants me to do? So luckily both our players did not fall for that.
We're starting to see that route divergence now. We got capttenneal going over to King's Tomb, Daaanty reuniting the Dwarven Smiths, and going to grab the blue chest there.
Interesting save and quit, actually, because you know what? He didn't do the dig game, I believe.
Yeah, skipped out on the dig game, skipped out on Stumpy, Cave 45, aka Grove Cave, and the dig spot. So possibly could be routing all four of those together at some point. We just may not see it yet.
Yeah. Generally, it's kind of nice to do them all together because it's just one trip as opposed to multiple ones. And plus, not having blue either kind of makes you have to go all the way back to Kakariko.
But, and a nice little glitch there, in case you guys don't know about that. If you hookshot over to something with the hookshot, and you have the chest with you, so trees, rocks, stuff like that, I believe you can then start dashing with the chest in tow and not lose it.
That's correct. You can also do the same with the big bomb, which is really, really, really nice, as opposed to just walking everywhere.
Indeed.
Capttenneal making the play into Skull Woods too. Doesn't have the fire rod, so not kill Mothula just yet, but if we do find it in here, then yeah, you can definitely go back and kill her. Get that crystal, or sorry, it's actually a pendant even, so kind of a gamble on whether or not Skullwoods has anything, especially for this logic where it's not very common. Just one item so far. Looks like it was the heart container, I believe. I think he has still has the big key location to check. Maybe he'll find the big key. If not, then he's gonna have to wait till he finds the fire rod to get further in.
Of course, since we've got the Kino Samari, we're going to use the easy way to get into that room rather than dragging a statue. Just put down a block.
Right. Plus, you don't have to worry about the Gibdos, which is probably the much nicer part of it.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like the second item is going to be in the back of Skull Woods, unfortunately. Locked behind the fire rod, whatever it is. So that means it cannot be the fire rod because you can't get the fire rod. If that's the case.
Right.
I do wonder if we will... No, we probably won't see a pet check here until they open up Skull Woods. Simply just because it's easier to... It's easier to mirror when you're in the mouth of the back end there.
Nothing on Cape Ledge, and yeah, I think at this point it's a little too early to start thinking that it is a pedestal seed. You know, both of them haven't checked a whole lot of Dark World yet.
Yes.
So at least we know on our end that, you know, there's still a lot of stuff that they can find, you know, or a lot of places they can find the hammer at.
Speaking of checks, we got capttenneal going up Graveyard Ledge. One of the great troll locations in Randomizer. Mostly because it's not easy to get to, based on the requirements you need for it. And it's either usually... Oh, there's the hammer!
Oh,
hello!
How about that?
I was about to say, it's either usually hard to get to and it has something you need, or it's hard to get to and it's just complete junk. But this time, that's not going to be the case.
So definitely, capttenneal, that puts him pretty far ahead. It's kind of weird routing in Graveyard Ledge. Generally, it's something you want to do after Skull Woods, but it's not always like a guarantee. I think Daaanty will probably go up that way, given that he has the cape. But yeah, there he's going up there too. So he'll pick up his hammer as well. But he did spend that extra time going for the breastsmith as well as the purple chest. So capttenneal has a little bit of a start on him if he just decides to just pursue, you know, what just opened up for him as opposed to checking like previous locations that Daaanty has already done so.
Indeed. So yes, head bow is still a possibility based on the dungeons. We still have, you know, Mire, Desert Palace, and Skull Woods, none of which require the bow to be completed. It's still a possibility that could be that trolley, or perhaps it could be as trolley as Poe is sitting on Zora, and both these runners have not gone to talk to our fishy king over there, who tends to dabble in life lessons.
That is very true.
And that's usually a big part of the reason, because he's a pain in the butt to get to, and he almost always has nothing of value, except the one time you're looking for value.
It's always that one time they're like, no, I'm not going to do it. And then eventually do it. And it's like, oh, well, there's my bow.
And Zora's just sitting there and be like, hey, dude, you need a bow? I've had this bow for ages. Why don't you come by sooner?
Yeah, I mean, you got the flippers, you got the power glove. I was watching your race on Speed Gaming 3, so you had plenty of opportunity to get over here.
And, of course, the blue boomerang heading out.
Yeah, the superior boomerang, as I like to call it.
Now we're going to see both runners go into Thieves Town. Probably do a full clear here, I would assume. They have the items and the health necessary to do it. Well, Daaanty will, I would assume, if we get a full refill somewhere here.
Right. Plus,
you have the cape
that
too.
Kena burnout.
Yeah.
Or
Kena burnout
makes
and
it
the cape, yes. Oh, oops, sorry.
Ooh, Daaanty has to be a little bit careful. We haven't seen the stun prize just yet. This is generally the dungeon that I like to check because you have the hookshot out a lot of it. So if he checks, maybe he'll get like, you know, some parts out of it, maybe a fairy. Otherwise, he's just gonna have to be pretty careful.
Yeah, I think so. So nice little trick here for those of you who are kind of getting started on running. If you take that pot, like capttenneal just did, walk all the way up to the top, that blue... Oh, and Daaanty taking an unfortunate death. But gonna
Fortunately,
restart
he did
here.
get all those chests already, so it's a pretty quick dash to the next part of the dungeon.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, just a couple of small things here as a fellow runner to these guys. Two things with Thieves Town. One, those green lizards are a pain in the butt. They do a lot of damage for something so
You're
small.
not wrong.
And two, you saw capttenneal do it. You'll probably see Daaanty do it here in a little bit. If you get into that room with the crystal switch, the skull pot, just walk up to the top left blue one, stand next to it, throw it down. It should hit the crystal switch and flip it for you. And it's nice, easy way to get around that.
Very true. But if you're looking for ultimate swag points, you can actually use the hammer and dash immediately as the hammer will hit the crystal.
Oh yeah,
along with a switch.
I never thought about that.
That was part of the theory task for energy, and it's really hard to do, but it looks super cool. I wouldn't recommend it because it's so easy to take damage off it. But I mean, if you're one of those guys that you just say, hey, I want to route rando and look cool doing it, then that's the trick for you.
Yeah, there's a lot of nice little tricks you can use to look really cool. And seem like you know what you're doing sometimes, even if you don't. But yeah, possibly Daaanty died there as just a quick reset for health reset there. That's certainly a possibility. Just death warp to the back. You're not really losing a whole lot of time if you do that. And it's a lot easier to reset your health and just go straight to the back than it is to have to try and hammer through the rest of this very tough dungeon with one or two hearts.
Takes that hit too. Fortunately, he'll be going down to the jail part, which has a lot of hearts available. But capttenneal, pushing through, showing off his execution, gonna get really easy blind kill. Has enough magic with Cane and Burn to just go ahead and finish it off if you wanted to start it right now.
He's also got enough health. He doesn't even need to worry about it quite yet. I think he's just got the. He's just gonna do a little bit of swag there at the end. I was about to say he had 6 hearts, didn't have to really worry about it. Fire rod, fire! Oh my goodness!
So we got Turtle Rock available. We have Ice Palace available. We have Skull Woods available. I guess we also do have Swamp Palace, but that was also available earlier. It's not quite as exciting, but we're gonna have some divergence now.
Some major divergence at this point. And now capttenneal gonna go out and pick up that shovel. Maybe we'll see a shovel check here, looking for that bow still.
That is very true. This is kind of your standard routing too. Once you do Dark World, you go over to Dig Game, finish that off. Okay, well, I was like, okay, what are you doing? Because you can't do the Dig Game
with blind as well. So Daaanty getting their fire rod. Now we're gonna see what's at Dig Game. Now keep in mind, if we happen to get the flute here before the bow, we still might be looking at a pedestal seed because of the fact that, which is a little bit of love, but we would be looking at having access, possibly, to get the Misery Mire.
That is very right. Despite being that green pendant, doesn't make it any less likely to have progression items. But I just want to point out, like I said, start of the seed. Now that we're in the week 2 of matches, we're seeing people a little bit more evenly matched. In this race in particular, it's been really close still. Each of them have gone back and forth. Really no way to decide who has a really significant lead in 53 minutes in. So I'm just glad to see a race that isn't completely one-sided, and just with everything just opened up too. The next 10 to 15 minutes we'll probably begin to see who's just going to come out on top.
I would agree with that. And Hammer Peg, we get to see some hammer dashes there. We got to see Daaanty with a very nice little strategy using a vertical dig instead of the horizontal one. I don't know if that really does a whole lot of difference, but I haven't seen a lot of people use the vertical digs on the digging game.
Same. Usually people like to line it up between 2 of the Y pixels. in order to just get those two quick digs right next to each other and just kind of go like a diagonal pattern. But as far as like which one is faster, literally have no idea. Something I've never timed myself.
All right, we can get that dig. It's just more rupees. Wow, we're getting a lot of rupees here. Rupees in Hammerpeg's cave, rupees on Stumpy, rupees in the big spot. Rupees all over the place.
Daaanty gonna finish his routing a little bit faster, given that he's already turned in the purple chest, so he's able to dash all over the place. We'll see kind of what happens afterwards, like where they decide to go.
And we're gonna see a hype cave check here. Let's see if I don't know if it can be very hype. We don't have a whole lot left that they're looking for.
Could be hype. I mean, if it's just bow in here, that's good enough for me.
That'd be alright, cave. That'd be hype cave. A little bit of love. Rupees. Red mail. And a master sword.
Oh
Okay.
man.
That's decent cave.
If only that they have got the master sword already, that would have just been red cave. You know, the heart piece, the red rupee, and then you would have got the temper sword. It would have been perfect.
That would. Dang you, theming! Why can't you theme properly?
Missed opportunities, but no, that's pretty good. Getting that master sword, gonna help. Getting the red mail, make it a whole heck of a lot safer seed for them. Daaanty gonna go into the Swamp Palace first, actually.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that Daaanty didn't go over and pick up the tempered sword there. Make that Swamp Palace journey a little bit less of a hassle.
That was on the Lake Hyla island, right?
Yeah, it's on the Lake Hylia island, which it's basically right next door if they want it.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I'm sure most people know the difference between tempered and master sword is freaking huge.
Yeah, and here it's
always good.
Massive difference. It's a difference between killing the little puffs with one hit versus two. That's a significant time save because there's a lot of them you had to get through to get the Argus.
Daaanty may end up just using those hammer strats. Still, but a little bit slower, given you have to go into the menu.
Indeed, and I'm kind of curious if capttenneal will do Bombo's check after this, maybe. Since we're in the neighborhood.
Yeah, I think it's good. That's one of those things you do want to do. I mean, even if like 99% of the time there's nothing there, just get it out of your mind.
Yeah, you got Master Sword, you got Book, might as well go check it. It's just one screen over.
Plus, you already know Ether doesn't have anything, so maybe Bombos was the one. And it was! Oh my god!
That's a bow! Oh!
That's a bow. That's 100% a bow. capttenneal making the right choices. Wow. So does Daaanty go over to Bombos after this? Does he remember? Or does he kind of look at his map and just see everything that's open and just go straight for dungeons?
Ped. Goodbye, sweet Ped Seed. The speculation was too much for us. We couldn't live up to the hype of a Ped Seed, unfortunately, tonight.
I believe we are in go mode.
I think we are. I believe so.
Yeah.
I think we've got everything we need here.
Bombos for Total Rock. Myers not required. We are in 58-minute go mode for V29. That is pretty rare.
And we've got five more dungeons, including Swamp, to get through. Now, if capttenneal knows he's in go mode, you know, first thing I'm doing is I'm going over and I'm picking up that tempered sword, because I am not doing Master Sword Silverless Cannon, possibly.
That is true. Plus, he's going to go ahead and skip that left side as well, because what are you going to find over there? You know, is there, you really want to spend all that time going for Silvers?
Yeah, now watch Silvers be over on the left side of Swamp Palace.
That could be big, yeah. That could be very big. But, you know, on the other hand, if Daaanty doesn't go over to Bombos right away and spends a lot more time, looking for the bow than just the amount of time capttenneal saves by doing go mode for all these extra dungeons. You know, Ice Palace, Pod, Turtle. Well, Turtle doesn't really matter anyways because it's almost the same, but just the time difference of not having to check all those extra chests doesn't matter if silvers are here.
Indeed. And yeah, Dainty is the only one who knows that Bombos is the Turtle Rock medallion, so capttenneal may not know he's in go mode yet. Maybe thinking that needs a different medallion for that. And unfortunately for Dainty, the silvers are not hiding out on the left side of Swamp Palace there, so capttenneal just gonna be like, see ya, peace.
Peace. Now I'm surprised. Why didn't capttenneal check Turtle Rock? They just maybe forget to after doing all the other stuff. Did he even go to Dark Death Mountain?
I believe no, actually, maybe not. I don't think he's been to Dark Death Mountain. I think he just did Light Side.
Okay. Yeah, there was nothing there, so it's fine. It worked out for him. But yeah, I would probably be thinking too, if I was in his situation, I would want to go directly to Death Mountain next, just to see, you know, what that medallion is, and if I'm able to just go mode these other dungeons instead of just, you know, just doing all of them in like full clears and just picking up medallions and hoping that one of them is Turtle Rock. So the next move is going to be pretty crucial on if he's able to keep this lead over Dainty.
Yes, indeed. We've got ourselves a pretty good race here. As long as Dainty makes the trip over the Bombos after this, grabs the bow, still very much in it. It would turn into basically a race of execution with Neil having a slight lead.
So Neil not actually picking up all those extra chests in the back of Swamp makes me really think that he believes he's in go mode. I do believe we'll see that Turtle Rock you know, dive next, or at least for him to check the medallion, then obviously do Turtle Rock afterwards.
I think that's a good call because you won't skip those chests unless you think you got everything that you need, because you don't want to be wrong and have to come back all the way to Swamp Palace to go fishing in the basement to get all those chests. I'd rather do it in just one go here.
Right, forget, you know, skipping left side and coming back with that. You know, he would have to do both left side and the back, which we know obviously isn't required now, but
I do wonder if we're going to see Dainty go and try and open up that big chest after this. I don't think Dainty's going back to open it up, having the big key on.
Whatever play they do next is going to be really, really, really big.
Very, very, very crucial.
So Captain Neil needs to go pick up his temper sword, hopefully. Did he check the island or no?
I don't think capttenneal has, but the floating island only had a 50 on it, so...
Okay, he is going.
Oh, check the Achilles Island, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, that's what I meant. I didn't know.
There's so many islands in this game. There's a whole 2 of them.
Okay, but he does know the tempered is there, so he's gonna go grab that real fast.
Indeed. So yeah, go ahead and grab that. That will help out considerably if you're going to do silverless, because it's a lot fewer spins that you need to take care of Ganon.
What is Dainty gonna do? Oh, he's gonna go.
Where are you going, Dainty?
Somewhere else. He's not gonna get the bow. No.
Oh
Dainty.
no. Oh no. Is Dainty thinking bomb? Yep. Pyramid Fairy bomb. Because he's got 5 and 6 now, so.
That is true. Oh man, just those tiny little things really can just completely change the whole way this race is playing out. capttenneal is in an extremely good position. I mean, I would think at this point, capttenneal will probably end up winning the race, to be honest. That's how big this play is.
If you were watching one of those tracker things where they show like the win percentage of, you know, Team A and Team B, you'd be seeing that gap shift a little bit toward Neil with every second that's passing right now, because Dainty's got to get that bow and that bow's on Bombo's tablet. And Dainty's checking everything else.
Yeah.
Oh,
We know where our butter sword is, and
We
I
do,
don't
and
think
that
Captain Neal
could-
will pick that.
No, capttenneal's not even going anywhere near that.
Yeah, he's going dungeon to dungeon to dungeon. That's it.
So another wrench thrown in the plans here. If Dainty goes back, doubles back to Bombos, gets that bow, still gonna be behind, but gonna have butter sword. Capttenneal's gonna be operating with a tempered sword. It's not too much of a time save. Give you that, especially not with the amount of time that Capttenneal is pulling out here, going through Go Mode Ice Palace. And it looks like Dainty's gonna go and grab that buttered sword. But if this race for some reason, for any reason somehow, if Capttenneal falls off, Ganon has a bad GT, or if they have divergence and Dainty goes right to Big Key and Capttenneal takes a little bit more time. Oh no.
Yeah, he's just gonna start clearing out these dungeons that don't require the bow. So he may be thinking, hey, I can go to Turtle Rock and I'm sure Bo will be there given all the items, but man.
It would, as far as buttered versus tempered, it's only gonna make a difference in the fight if it's really close. We're talking like within like a couple seconds of one another here, which unfortunately it looks like that. Dainty's gonna do a full clear Ice Palace. Capttenneal's is gonna be going.
Oh, you ran
giving up on bomb jump. It just like was like, I don't want to keep doing this. Just like, I'm going back. Do the easy way.
Unfortunately, that means he'll have to do a little bit of digging to find, the big key to drop down to,
that's
Cold Stare.
He's out of bombs. That's why he can't do bomb jump anymore.
So hopefully he finds that early big key as well as a small key. That way he can essentially just go straight down there.
Yep.
But yeah, that's kind of one of the big things about the Ice Palace bomb jump is being able to go straight to Cold Stare. That's why it's needed in an MG.
You're Capttenneal right now. You're hoping big key in here. Oh, and small key in the big key chest. Let's go. That's what you're thinking. You're thinking, let's go small key. Oh, not gonna chuck it. Very interesting. Oh, gonna go over here and pick up the small key instead. Yeah, this is easier.
There's the guaranteed key here.
Yeah, a lot easier.
But
let's go flip that switch and head on down.
I think there's a lot of time though. So, maybe like 20, 30 seconds having to do the bomb jump and then come over here to grab this extra key. Still going to be significantly faster than full clearing the dungeon, which DT is not looking like he'll do. He's doing the Ice Palace bomb jump. Not something you want to do if you're going to be full killer in the dungeon, and he's missing that bow.
DT's struggling a little bit too, so I think got this time. Yep, there you go. There you go. But yeah, both runners struggling a little bit. Capttenneal's doing it and ran out of bombs. Dainty took a couple tries, but got across.
Fortunately, Capttenneal does have that bomb, so he's not going to have to worry about, not having the full magic. But Temper Sword, gonna make it pretty easy. Probably use a little bit of Fire Rod as well. Be a pretty fast Cold Stare fight.
I'll say you might as well do it. Go ahead and use that Fire Rod. If you can bunch them all together there in the corner. Oh, and they got out.
I think he does have a blue potion.
Yes, I believe so.
I hope.
He's only got one. Oh no, he's only got one potion. Dainty got the second one. That was in somewhere that Dainty checked.
All right, he still gets it. Yeah. But he's a little bit more safe, as he did get 2 of the kills with the Fire Rod.
Indeed, that could have actually been really bad if he died there. We'll tighten the race back up a little bit.
So Capttenneal has the seed completely laid out to him. Gonna head over to Pod, set up that mirror. That way he can do both Pod and Eastern at the same time, or right next to each other. Then straight up Turok to again Sour, and we're gonna see a pretty fast lead from Capttenneal.
Indeed, very efficient to set that up too, because you go back to back here with these two dungeons since they share a space in the light and dark worlds here. And then Turtle Rock is the second closest Ganon's Tower dungeon. The closest, of course, being Tower of Hera. But you're not usually going to find a chance to get Tower of Hera and then go back and mirror back into the dark world right from the Tower of Hera steps.
That's true. Yeah, it's pretty rare that you're able to leave Hera until the very end. It looks cool because you can just, like I said, do that mirror right in front, and then boom, you're right in front of the
Indeed, it is. It's a very nice time save if you can do it, but it's not something that's very common. You don't usually get the seed combination for that makes that work. Indeed, looking at Neil's routing here, very clean, very nice. Pod first, then EP, and then doing EP will actually. Well, actually, if you had the flute, it would be even nicer because you could just flute on up. But then probably just save and quit, go to Mountain Cave, and then go to Turtle Rock through Lake World there.
Now, speaking of flute, I really hope Daaanty doesn't find that, because that's going to open up more locations that the boat can be in.
Indeed, that would not be good. I do not think Dainty's going to find it in here. I think we found all the items under in here.
Oh, okay, so we do have a bow-locked pod, so that'll at least stop him from progressing.
Okay,
Holy
so there is a stop sign coming up, thankfully.
But really, I mean, he's still in Ice Palace. Neil's in Gumbo Pod right now.
I really begin to see that difference there. Dainty's having to go through all of these, look for the bow, even though we know where it is. He doesn't. And Captain Neal just walking straight to the lost here. Gonna go straight to Helmsword King. You can get that. If you get one key out of here on the right side, you just go. I think at this point.
True. Well, I mean, he still needs to find the big key.
Oh yeah, gotta find that big key too. Yeah, that's correct.
So that could be kind of a hassle, especially if you're not getting the first chest having to be a small key. But yeah, if he finds a big key right here,
Unfortunately not.
But yeah, as soon as he finds it and he has that key, he's just gonna make a beeline to Helmsword King. It's true, Slugma. You know, maybe using the Bombos here will remember, like, hey, Bombos tablet, maybe. That is something that is in the logic. He is saving and quitting. Now if he goes,
going to Mountain Cave.
Oh, he is going up the Turtle Rock.
Doing a TR play, not good.
This is just one of those benefits. So obviously, Bombo's tablet by itself is not a location that you're generally going to ever go to. But if you route it in with like the purple chest, doing it right after Swamp, when it's literally right there in the area, that's when those one-off locations shine. That's why you don't see like Catfish and Spike Cave being picked very often. It's very hard to route those in with other locations. But Almost tablet, that was a big thing that should have been done at the time, and I feel like
the half magic, that'll help out Cap Neal.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if it ends up being silverless again, and just give that kind of safety cushion.
Yeah, I think Dainty's thinking that boat has got to be up here. I got to access Turtle Rock. I can go do it right now. I don't need the boat to be it. The boat could be hiding here.
Yeah, no, I'd be thinking the same exact way. No big key yet for capttenneal. Does get a little bit tricked by the Helmsword there. I know this little bridge very narrow, so if you try to like go a little bit too far to the left, and you're just gonna fall off, and the Helmsword's just gonna sit there and laugh at you.
Indeed, it's always the second one that really gets you. First one, you're like, oh, that's fine. The second one is just troll.
still no big key. Could be, in that final chest right before the big chest that usually has a hammer or so. Pod likes
Indeed.
to really shuffle these keys around and make you really look for them.
Maybe right here? Oh, big price sword. Shield.
We got our first shield an hour and 14 minutes in, guys.
Hooray! Which means the big key is hiding out here in the Dark Maze.
So definitely doesn't really help capttenneal at all. Definitely helps Daaanty a lot more because go mode and actually being able to clear pod in the seed is exactly the same.
Indeed, you called it, JTB. Last chest before you get to the big chest, where that big key's hiding out at.
Pod likes to troll. You just kind of have to keep
That's
that
true.
in mind.
That's true, but
There's
again,
that net.
Dainty's not even going to be able to get to the big chest until the big key, until he gets that bow. To be able to actually even, get the right side and do all the right side stuff.
That is true. He could do that potion glitch if he wants to get rid of the mimics.
Possibly.
But that is technically a sequence break, so at least the bow will not be in pod. But shoutouts to that bug net. I've noticed that bug net in that exact chest so many times in this logic. I have to think if there's something going on with the algorithm that just makes it spawn there more than anything.
Just likes to spawn there. It's got a nice little home.
Head has not been checked, but there's nothing on pedestal that's going to help them complete this seed.
Indeed, there's a
can't
number
be
of
up-
things. Yeah, that could be on pedestal, but nothing that they're gonna need.
Could be flute. No, it can't be flute because Meyer. It's obviously pendant. Could be silvers. Could be quake, powder. Nothing that's really gonna help them too much. I believe Daaanty already picked up his big key. I didn't see which chest it was in, however, but he'll be doing.
It was in the chain chomp room chest, actually.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yes.
We're saying, yeah, flute. Hopefully, flute is hidden in GT, so that way GT isn't too sidetracked to find
Indeed.
the bow.
Yes. And capttenneal, by the way, is taking on housekeeping.
We've been making pretty quick work of that. As soon as he gets that mask off, having the temper sword, and make it a whole heck of a lot easier to get that kill. Just a couple slashes and bada bing, bada boom.
Yep. Hummus Sword King is down, and that's going to be crystal number 5 for capttenneal. Didn't get didn't necessarily get the kindest RNG on that. Had a lot of fireballs. Usually just want a lot of tail swings because you can get more hits in with hammer. He's doing a tail swing, he'll stop, and there's nothing you have to dodge if you're up there hammering him in the mask with the hammer.
Right. Yeah, definitely the RNG that. While it can be a little bit tricky, it's not going to be too hard for them since they got plenty of resources. But if you got something like that in the vanilla speedrun, definitely makes it a little bit harder because you don't have as much protection or parts as our players do right now.
Yes, and keep in mind, that capttenneal has already cleared out all of Eastern Palace as part of that early check. This is a double dip. So all Neil has to do now is just go to the back, take care of Armos Knights, and go up the turtle rock.
And I do agree with chat. I really hope the amount of bombs that are showing up kind of makes them think bombs, bombos tablet, bow. It's not a breadcrumb that's obviously required by the game, but maybe they'll suggest like, hey, you did forget the bombos tablet, and it does have the first 2 letters of bow in the name, so just something ridiculous like that may pull him over there, which I hope it does.
They could have some kind of weird problem where it's like bomb boss, bomb mask, Majora's Mask. And then just stop playing the game and start playing a different one.
Alright, so
checking laser bridge here.
just like cannot wait to see capttenneal go into his Ganon fight while Daaanty decides to load up his Wii and start fighting the Skull Kid and then Majora's Mask right afterwards. Getting those two Igors out of the way pretty quickly. I'm gonna go for a little bit of a different strat for Armos Knights. But it looks like it's still gonna be just as easy.
Ooh. Missed the first shot there, but got the clean up.
Got the red rupee for it. That big old 20. But he's running a little bit low on arrows. I would want to see him pick up a few more, or at least remember to pick up a few more when he does go into Ganon's Tower. But we are very close to getting up to GT. We just have T-Rock left for capttenneal. Nothing found in Laser Bridge for Daaanty, so he is just closely being forced. And more being forced back to that bomber's tablet to find that bow.
You're having a good fight, though. At least having a good fight for Trimax, not much of a hassle. So Turtle Rock's clear. Just cleared a little bit slower than capttenneal's gonna go through and go mode here.
There we get that crystal for Daaanty. I'll see what he decides to do next. Probably gonna head over to Pod, find out it's bull lock, but hopefully he doesn't do that potion glitch and just try to find something else besides the bow there, such as like a flute to bring him to Meyer, which may have the bow on his side.
Indeed. We'll see here. If we get Bombo's tablet, check. We get a pod clear. And that's gonna mean
Oh, he is heading. This could be it. This could be that check. He's gonna beat himself up quite a bit, knowing that the bow was there and doing, that full clear of Ice Palace.
Keep in mind that yes, Daanty's gonna he's going. Daanty's gonna be behind if we get a Bombos check here. That's gonna be go mode for Pod and gonna be Eastern Palace, so
okay,
it's gonna be
that's
behind
good
all the time. Yeah, we're on the Bombos check. You may see the Fury Slashes in a moment here, but yeah, Daanty's gonna have bow and Daaanty will be in go mode.
So he's still gonna be pretty far behind. He does need to fully clear out Pod and Eastern, and we already know that Pod pretty much can't do it in go mode, given where the big key location was. So capttenneal looking very good right now for this race. It's not over.
Yeah, not over. Yes.
Could see a tile room against Tower Key that Daaanty gambles on, and capttenneal doesn't find until clearing everything else out later. But where is he going right now? Actually, is he thinking maybe this is faster than going to the portal? Yeah, I think he probably thinks this is faster than going to that other portal. Which
probably because
it is.
Yeah. Well, it might be because he's on the way. Thinks it's faster, so he's just got to go make this one screen transition, perhaps, and I think it might be a little bit slower, but it's not going to be. I think at this point it's probably not going to be too much slower for him.
All right,
go
be very
back to the Dark World. Yeah.
As long as he sets up the portal to Eastern Palace, that's the big, kind of time save right there.
Indeed.
Captain making good to his Turtle Rock. So if we see some great execution by DT, we can see him catch up pretty fast. But It's gonna be about how fast he is able to find this big key in here.
Yes, indeed. So there's a couple of possibilities. You could see. I don't know if Daaanty can do the hammer jump, but if Daaanty does the hammer jump and goes right into that dark maze right at the start, opens up that first chest, he'll have that key a lot quicker, be able to chop off a little bit of time. Still has a lot to make up because we're still gonna have to see Daaanty go through and take care of Eastern. It will be quick, but that gap between Eastern and capttenneal goes into Ganon's tower is probably going to be what the gap is for the finish of the race here.
I believe at this point they'll both find themselves in Ganon Tower at the same time. Maybe obviously in different parts of it, but I can't see capttenneal probably finishing the seed before Daaanty even gets the GT.
I would agree with that. I think it's going to be close enough between those two that we'll see both in Ganon's tower. The big question is, where's that key going to be? Is it going to be, let's say if it's, on the right side, capttenneal checks the first two and decides, I don't want to go check the other ones right now for some reason. We've seen runners do that. Or if it's, on like heckin' tile room or something there, and capttenneal doesn't check tile room, Daaanty makes the gamble. This could get very close very quickly. But again, there's some specific situations, so we're not sure. We gotta know where the key is first. And by the way, since we have a moment here, go ahead and follow our runners. They are putting on a heck of a show for you guys here.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and let's see. Oh, we don't have.
Oh no, is the bot not working
right now?
No.
I'll get their links up in just a minute, but definitely, these dudes are doing great. This is our 1-0 side of the bracket, so
yes,
a little bit more even in skill, a little bit more closer. We still, like I said, we still don't know who's gonna win. It definitely looks like it's Neil's game to win, but there's still quite a lot that can happen against our different.
And half magic was in the basement of pod here. So we'll perhaps just see Daaanty grab it right now, just as it goes through and collects. In fact, right here, there's half magic. Hello. And we're gonna see capttenneal go ahead and check laser bridge. It looks like maybe looking for those silvers.
No,
he's no, actually just want to get the key. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, just go ahead and grab that and get out of there.
Indeed. So probably we'll see a very clean fight here from capttenneal. And on the off chance that it's not a clean fight, it's gonna be a bit of a walk back to get the try next again.
Yeah, and the people talking about Zora in chat, the game always assumes that you have enough money for Zora, regardless of what money drops there have been. So really the thought to go to Zora because you're getting all these like 300 rupees and such, that's entirely in the player's mind and not in the game's logic itself. But capttenneal going to try next, going to make really fast work of this with that tempered and getting the setup for the rods there. So it's just 5 slashes on each head to kill them, and then it's going to be a very quick kill in general.
Indeed, and I'm about to see Daaanty go over on the left side and grab the 2 chests in the dark maze here, which will get him the big key. Speak properly.
He doesn't die. Please don't die.
Please don't die. Be careful. Look both ways before you cross the street.
But with that final crystal, what that means is we're gonna have capttenneal heading over to Ganon's tower, and if this bot is working, which doesn't look like it is, unfortunately, we got a little game.
Chat.
Yeah. So guys, throw out your guesses for where that GT big key is. Even if it's not being recorded, you're gonna look cool in chat. Unless you guess 22, then shame on you. But
Indeed.
we'll see very shortly, what's gonna happen for Captain Neal.
Keep in mind, it's a number between 1 and 22. There's only 22 spots that it can be. Now, a lot of people say 22 chests, but one of those chests is actually a torch on the left side.
Better to refer to them, either spots or locations, because
Yes.
like I said, there is not 22 chests. It's 22 spots. There could be
22 spots,
people
and there
asking
can be
22.
only one.
All these people fighting 22. You're all bad people.
Yeah.
I hope you all get tower and
The
chests
crowd,
on
the
your
crowd,
chests.
the crowd wants Randomizer blood. GT.
Yeah, they didn't get their pedestal. They didn't get their agonum. At that point, you're just hoping for that tile room chest. Captain Neal opting to go to the right side first because he did get that small key. Kind of a little bit of a safe gamble to take because there are those 4 chests that are there too. Instead of committing to doing the whole entire left side. So if we find the big key in this final chest, which we do not, that could have been extremely big for Captain Neal.
So Captain Neal gonna go over here and pick up this small key. Just makes navigation on the left side a little bit easier. Mirror back, and now we're going left side. Starting off with spot number 7, right over here on the torch.
Oh, hello.
Here's the flute.
That's a flute.
Bye, flute.
Bye, flute. You were not needed for this scene.
Yes. Thank goodness you weren't needed for this scene. Just
So you guys all want to see the pedestal and stuff. I really just want to hear the anthem for doing the flute. So I'm pretty disappointed in that.
I'd say just imagine this: that we've got a steed that's got no boots, and no hook shot, and you see the flute there. Oh, actually, no, it would have to have boots. But you got Misery Mire as a pendant dungeon. You don't have hookshot.
Oof, that's rough. That's very rough. The double Vina GT is not something I've been able to experience just yet, and I hope to never do that.
Indeed. So yeah, in that case, it would not be a pedestal seed because you obviously couldn't complete Swamp Palace without the hookshot, and Swamp Palace would have to be a pendant instead of a crystal, but
Correct.
which would be something. So we've made our way all the way through the early part of the left side. Still haven't seen it yet. And check this chest that almost never has it, but you never know with this state. Maybe this time it could have it. Oh!
Hey! There it is. He's just
There
gonna
it is.
kiss out and start that climb through the Ganon Tower gauntlet.
Alright, and if my math is correct, that's going to be, let's see, so you're 7, 8, 9, 10. I need to learn to count.
You know what? I wasn't keeping count.
Yeah.
I
I lost track. I think it's 13. Yeah, it's 13.
Okay, we're going with 13. So if you guess 13, enjoy your brief
Because I
moment.
believe, yeah, that's spot number 7 on the left side there. Is there any possible way to have a Ganon Tower dip?
Required.
Not really so much. There might be some situations in regular randomizer that they'd have to be like super specific. I'm not certain that's really a thing. But key sanity, absolutely.
There could be things such as finding the boots for the first time in Ganon Tower, which leads to like swords, because the game expects you to have a master sword at least.
Yeah,
for Ganon.
hookshot go mode unless you're Andy or Trozel, I think apparently now.
Right.
Unless you can hover that gap. Or if GT Big Key is on the torch and you don't have the boots, then yeah, that would also be a situation where you'd have a double dip. If, for example, it's in a pendant dungeon or it's, gosh forbid, on pedestal.
Yeah, definitely being able to hover really helps out for the seeds. That hookshot is like the last thing that you're supposed to find.
Uh,
Really difficult to
yes.
do. Regardless, but yeah, let's talk about this climb that Captain's doing. Pretty good job for the first two rooms. Dainty also heading up to his Grand Tower. So
So
slowly making some progress on that.
yes, not terribly behind. Dainty is going to be behind by a couple minutes here, but Captain working his way through Gauntlet.
A little bit trouble with that last guy. Okay, and then we'll be heading over to his Lamels 2 fight, which will be way simpler than the previous one, given the half magic as well as the fire rod.
I'm going to see some fire rod magic here with the. Oh, be careful now.
Yeah, getting a little bit of tricky patterns there.
You don't want to run out of.
Saying,
He doesn't want to run out of
yeah.
magic before being able to get to the fire room here. Because keep in mind, you're going to need some magic to get those torches lit.
That is true.
And you're probably going to use magic here a little bit too, just to get the wizards out of the way. And probably in the next room as well.
Plus, I don't think he has a potion too, so he has to be a little bit careful with that. This is one of the wizards. It's a little bit tricky if you go way too fast for throwing down that Kina Samoria. You will miss generally that one on the right. So you kind of have to wait like half a second or so before activating it again. So that way it ensures it hits all the wizards in there.
And Neil going to use the safer strategy here and just use the lamp to light 3 of them. Grab a little bit of magic and then use the fire rod for the last one. It's the most efficient, magic efficient way to do that room. And of course, you get the full refill right here.
Yeah, really convenient. Also, kind of eliminates any possibility of getting that gas tower sprite despawn, which is not something you ever want to be able to experience.
Yeah, that means backing out and just going back up Gauntlet all over again.
Right.
It's not good.
Neil looking for those silvers, it looks like. I mean, it's not going to do too much anyways. Definitely will make phase 4 a little bit faster, but not too necessary.
In case you are wondering, yes, the silvers have at least once this tournament so far already appeared in the validation chest. So it is a possibility. Not a high possibility, but certainly a possibility.
Yeah, I've seen plenty of temper swords show up in the Bloodworm chest as well. So, you know, there is a good chance of some value in there.
Probably not tonight, but never know. Never know.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we have a lot of items left in the overworld. Capttenneal got to that early go mode.
Indeed.
But
just a little bit of love. So what that would have been nice is if he had enough, and that was enough for a full heart refill, he would have got a refill here right before the Ganon fight and the Ganon fight.
Yeah, that could have been really convenient.
Especially
if he ends up not using like the cape for like fire bats for Ganon itself.
Indeed. And Dainty just picking up and a double there for Neil, but Dainty picking up the big key right now.
So you start his ascent up Ganon's tower. But yeah, right now it's all up to Capttenneal whether or not, you know, he takes this race. You know, is he gonna be able to clutch out Ganon without any issues? I would think so, given the butter sword, but you know that
he's got 3 swings and he's having a little frustration right now. 3 swing and misses. That's 3 hits and yeah.
Capttenneal does not have the butter sword. He only has the temper sword. He did not check the pyramid. So that would be a little bit slower. Yeah, these are
5 hits
weird
now.
angles.
Couple weird angles and a couple just getting a lot of blue balls there, but he's got 6 in. You see the frustration there from a super frustrating fight. I wonder if Neil's thinking, man, that was not good. I wonder if I'm a little bit behind now because of that. You know, if you're thinking you're head-to-head with somebody, you have a bad egg, a 2-fight like that, even if it's just not, you know, not totally your fault because you get a bunch of bad placements. I wonder if that weighs on you a little bit.
Wonder if that's what I thought he was gonna do. He's gonna run down to this tree and bonk it to get that fairy.
Yeah,
Make sure, he's not going to fight with only 4 hearts.
Yeah, good call. Only having 4 hearts there. Grab that fairy, get healed up. Do some
Fairy
die.
operates. Okay.
10's better than 3. Yeah, I think the fight was 2-0-0-0-1-0-2-1. So I think Furious is pretty close there. We get three straight zeros. But yeah, that was a whole lot of just bad placement for there. Oh boy, we're gonna get a whole grain breakfast created for our insides. I love that. Breakfast
Very
is
nice. Breakfast is delicious. Definitely a good way to start off your day. Capttenneal apparently did that because he is definitely in a great position to win this race.
We see some keep strats here, perhaps. Get some extra swings.
But he's not taking advantage of it, which is fine because he still has a half magic with the cape to get these slashes and push him over. But that position is great. You just sit in the corner and just spin over and over.
He's gonna have to be careful here. He's got half magic, so he should be okay on magic. But like the worst case scenario would be he has some trouble here with the fourth phase of Ganon, and for some reason just runs out of magic. Can't get it. Those torches down. He doesn't have any magic backups at this point.
Takes out, looks like what I'm assuming. Yeah, okay, he's gonna go ahead and activate the torch.
Trying to switch. Yeah,
nice. Okay, we're
with
good.
having no magic refills, I would do that too.
Right. So looks like he knows the strat for doing Silverless Ganon. He's gonna kind of wait for him to teleport, let that spin go out. You'll see him bounce off every time. It takes 12 of these spins to kill him. You can generally get like 2 to 3 per torch. Capttenneal definitely doing a great job. Only thing that could really happen is if he gets knocked off by weird fire bat placement, which
or
like that right there.
Ganon teleportation too. That would do it.
But
I know that for a fact. I had one of those the other day. One of those in my race too.
Like to trick you.
Good. But he's getting those swings in, so one of the things to keep in mind too is that the closer you get to killing Ganon with these swings, the faster he's gonna move. His warps get a little bit quicker, so that's why generally. Oh, and he's got all of them in there. Nicely done by Captain.
And that's number 12. So with that, with a time close to 1:42.50, since we can't see like the official time, we do have our winner of this match, and that winner is Capttenneal. Gonna be going into the next week with a 2-0 record, so definitely pretty close race in general. Daaanty, you see, going up to get Baga 2 right now, right on his heels. So definitely that bow play, that was the play, the bow right there in the bomb.
Indeed.
Pushed him so far ahead.
I think that's what you're looking at as far as what the time difference here is just that early Bombos tablet check. I think that was it. And I think we've got Capttenneal in here. So GG, Neil.
Yeah, GG.
Thank you.
So
go
ahead.
You can go ahead.
That's all right.
We're too polite for each other here, but how did you feel that seed went for you?
The routing was good. My execution in a few places, I got really lucky in Ice Palace with missing the bomb jump, running out of bombs, and the big key being right there.
Oh yeah, that paid off really well for you.
That was extremely lucky, but my execution wasn't the greatest, but I don't know, I thought my routing and everything worked out pretty well. It started out really slow and it was kind of rough, running out of rupees, like low on bombs, like the entire game, it seemed like.
Yeah, he had that really, really tough Aga 2 fight where he was just trolly as heck. I mean, a couple of zero cycles in there for you. And just
Yeah,
kind of blue balls and all the weird angle placements for getting the reflex over onto the real Aga.
yeah, and like I said, I was already kind of tilted from Ice Palace screwing up the bomb jump, and then I was just like, I had to get it together.
And yeah, Daaanty is on Ganon right now, finishing up not too far behind you actually.
I figured it was a pretty linear seed, like it wasn't much else you could go.
So surprisingly, you took a really significant lead early on because you grabbed the bow from Bombos before Swamp. He did not. He actually cleared out everything else before going to Pod and decided, hey, wait, I have Bombos still left after doing Ice Palace and Total Rock. So you got that really big advantage not being able to have to worry about no mode or not having a full clear like Ice Palace and Total Rock, and you still had to do pretty much all of Pods.
Yeah, the big Kios, the last chest.
Right? We're like, are you kidding me? Like, is this actually happening? But yeah, your routing was great. You didn't really have to take any like grips that were unnecessary, I guess. Everything went really well on your end, and like I said, this is a really kind of weird seed to start off with, just not getting the progression. We were a little bit worried that one of you were gonna pick. Oh, I think he has a fairy though.
Oh no!
I think he does. No, he doesn't. No.
Poor Daaanty.
That's right. He has 2 potions.
Yes.
But we were a little bit worried with the fake flippers up the waterfall cave that finding the cape there that we would see both of you do Aghanim, because you both went up there like at the same time.
Okay.
So I'm kind of glad you guys stuck it out. Found the progression you needed for Dark World, and yeah, pretty just great later on. So congrats on being able to go to the next round 2-0.
Thank you. I said I figured if I found flippers like up on Death Mountain when I found that cape that I was just gonna go do Aga, because like 98% of the seeds I've been running on this version have been Aga seeds for me. So I was like, well, if I find the flippers, I'm gonna go there. But I found the Titan's mitts, thankfully. Didn't have to go do that.
It's kind of a stop. Yeah, it's kind of like stop. Don't do the thing you're gonna do.
Daaanty's still kind of low on his Ganon fight. I think he has another potion. I don't know if he bought 2 or not, but he has to be really careful with his fire bot bat.
He seems to be using
because if he can kill Ganon with butter, then it'll be pretty simple.
Yeah, so Dainty's got Butter Sword.
And I just saw that the silvers were on pedestal.
Indeed. The trolliest of trolls. Silver's on pedestal.
Even if you wanted to get him with the flute in Ganon's tower.
Right, that was we were kind of worried the flute would show up while DT was full clearing stuff and then go to like Meyer thinking that the bill was there, so glad that lead him a wild goose chase.
Kind of glad that you got a stop sign there for DT. Be like, no, don't do that.
No. I think he's like 1 hit away right now.
I think so. I think we're 1 more spin away.
Just gotta be careful. Oh man, this is. I'm on the edge of my seat and I'm not even doing that.
Oh, got 1 more maybe then.
Come on, get it.
Come on,
okay, maybe 1 more. More.
Come on.
Okay, maybe
you got
1 more.
this.
He has to be close.
You gotta be close here, yeah. There we go.
There it is.
Serverless Ganon is never fun. Even with the Butter Sword, it can be a pain in the butt sometimes.
So with that, we do have Daaanty finishing his seed relatively fast after capttenneal, getting
almost exactly 6 minutes behind on the dot. So, yeah, really, that's going to be as far as that gap, that's going to be down to your early check, I think, Neil, of Bombo's tablet and Daaanty going back a little bit later after having to full clear Swamp and Ice Palace.
Oh, okay.
That is true. And yeah, I know, like I said, going into this week, we have a little bit more evenly skilled opponents. Just look how close this race was. Only 6-minute difference in just one play is what made that's decided it like almost 40 minutes ago, just about. So, congrats to Daaanty for finishing it. We'll see if he. I'm sure he'll pop in for an interview as well. He was in here earlier.
Yeah, hopefully.
But yeah, that's good. Plus, you get this match out of your way on the first day, and you just spend the rest of the week kind of relaxing, watching Rando. So you
Yeah, that's
don't
what I
have
was
to
hoping
stress
for.
out about what's gonna happen. Yeah.
So I would say you can sit back, spend the rest of the week watching other people be miserable. Someone's gonna get that awful seed, or they have to go everywhere, and it's gonna be like 2.5 hours. Someone has to get it.
It could be on the other end of the bracket too. So doesn't have to just be the 1-0 people getting those ugly seeds. Fire uncle makes balls.
Yeah. So how'd you feel about that? Canis and Maria to start with.
I was actually happy to see that because I've gotten Kane and Berna like every other time lately, and I hate having to be careful with the magic. I know it's a little bit slower, but I was like, at least I can clear for some bombs.
At least 2. Like, I can use this for dungeons if I have to go in somewhere like Turtle Rock or Misery Mire. I've got one thing out of the way.
And then the early ice rod too. I was like, oh, at least if Turtle Rock's needed, I don't have to look for this.
Yeah. We were talking about that too. It's like, wow, these items that usually show up at like very late in the seed are being presented right now. So the rock looks like to be a good play at some point. But I'll totally hate on Kinaberta with you. Like, you literally just throw out, just talking about the seed and just talk about how awful it is to go through escape and farm bombs with Kinaberta.
Well, I had one practice race I was doing where I had Kanaberna and the rat in the last room in the sewer with the key. He didn't show up with a lamp, like he was already on the right side, and then I ran out of magic, so I had to like death warp and go back so I'd have magic again.
Oh, that's bad.
So I was like, so now I'm like always paranoid when I'm in there with the Kanaberna.
I cannot blame you for having dealt with that.
But still, no, you made really fast work of that escape. Finding that bomb really helped too. Daaanty did not get a bomb, so you were able to find out what was in the back escape. Obviously, it was nothing, but it saved you a trip later on, which is really great for going through the escape. And a tip for anyone who is playing rando, kind of getting into it, 100% want to be able to find a bomb on the way out there because you will not.
Yeah, it's a pretty linear seed for you guys.
Like I said, it wasn't like too much. The only thing I thought that maybe put me in the lead right away though was I didn't know if he'd go check the hammer on the ledge over there for the mirror.
Yeah.
I didn't know if he'd go there early. I kind of gambled in because it was kind of out of the way. I was like, I'm gonna go check it just to get it done. And
Yeah,
I lucked out.
We were joking about the fact that usually you go over there and it's either
The other thing I thought that maybe put me
it's
in
either
the
a
lead
big
right
waste
away
of
though was I
time,
didn't know
or
if he'd
it's
go
like
check the
exact
hammer
thing that you
on
need,
the
and
ledge
that'd be
over there
exact
for the
thing you
mirror.
needed. Yeah.
I didn't know if he'd go there
we do
early.
have Daaanty
I kind of gambled
here
in
with us
because it was
now.
kind of out of the
Welcome
way. I
and
was like, I'm gonna go
congrats
check
on
it just to get it
getting
done.
this.
And luckily,
Doing this
I
seed
lucked out.
pretty fast as well.
We were joking
Thank
about
you, and
the
GG.
fact that usually you go over there and it's
GG.
either yes indeed GG. It's either a big
So
waste
how
of
you
time
doing?
or it's like the exact thing you
That
need.
seed was pretty
Turned out to be
good.
the exact thing you needed.
It's kind of one of those seeds you always want to get because
And we
it's
do
fast.
have Daaanty,
But at the
here
same
with us
time,
now. Welcome, and
your opponent's also going to
congrats
have the
on,
same fast
getting
seed.
this-
So
getting through this seed
execution's
pretty
huge.
fast as well. Yeah, you guys were neck and neck for like
When,
GG.
when
vast
I popped in,
majority.
GG.
right?
So how you feeling?
When I popped in, I heard you talking about Hammer, and I was dancing around Thieves Town before I found Hammer, and I was like, I don't want to go in there and have to double dip for that big chest potentially, which we didn't need, but when I found Hammer, I was like, oh, that's such a great relief. But I was hoping it was in King's Tomb and not there.
Just close enough to King's Tomb. I mean, just outside of it, up on a ledge inside of a cave behind a bomb wall. That's close enough.
Close enough, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, like I said, you guys were neck and neck for the majority of the seed. You know, you're talking about, you know, finding the early hammer. DT found it very shortly after that. You guys were checking the same locations, and it was a pretty linear seed, given like they weren't giving you a lot of progression. It was just like, here's one item and a couple of locations to check over and over and over. But the big thing was just Neil finding that bow before going into Swamp Palace and just being able to go mode everything from there on out, as opposed to, you know, the Ice Palace, you know, having to full clear it. But still, with just 6 minutes between the two of you, you know, Daaanty made really quick work of all those dungeons, especially after you found the bow. So it was still kind of like anyone's race until, you know, the end there.
Yeah, if I'd have found Bo a little sooner, like Bombo's tablet is just something I never really want to check, and because it's just so out of the way. If I'd have done that sooner, I feel like I could have saved some time and, you know, not dipping into Landmo 1. I kind of was, when I died to them, I was like, man, I really probably shouldn't have done that. So I was like, I'm going to take a risk and just leave and not worry about coming back here.
It was the correct decision, because Landmo didn't have anything important. It was just 300 rupees in the pendant. So
yeah,
okay.
So that definitely paid off for you there, not having to go back in.
Definitely.
we know that Neil actually, he routed in the Bombo's tablet check, and he went to do the purple chest.
Okay. That probably would have been the smart move on my part. I did that as kind of like a one-off, and as I was doing it, I just felt like it was a really, really bad play. But, you know, hindsight's always 20/20.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you often won't think about until afterward, and you're like, that makes so much sense. You know, why didn't I think of that? And yeah, it's definitely one of those things that you can't really beat yourself up over too much either, because most of the time you're not even really gonna go up there and find a whole lot, and heck, half the time you get into go mode before you even think about, you know, Bombo's tablet being a thing.
Right.
Okay, so we do have links working in chat. Cool.
Yeah.
So, I personally don't have any other questions. Both of you put on a really great race. It's great to see these really kind of like evenly matched skilled racers this week, and you know, it just makes the races more exciting when you don't really know who's going to win. Did you guys have anything else you'd like to say?
Thanks
go
for
ahead.
commentating, and thanks for everyone watching, and thanks for everyone putting this tournament together. It's fun.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to echo the same thing. I do appreciate you guys taking the time to commentate this, and everyone who helps run the show here and do all this for such a large-scale tournament. I think things so far, at least from what I've seen, have gone very smoothly. So I do appreciate all the help that everyone throws into it, and I appreciate all the viewers as well.
Yeah, big shout outs to, you know, our staff. You know, for a tournament of this size, they do an amazing job. So, you know, can't give enough credit to them. Also want to shout out B-Links, who was our tracker, you know, keeping us honest with having all those items being tracked for us. So thank you to her for doing that. It is greatly appreciated. So with that, let's go ahead and close it out. You know, we do have the links in the chat for everyone that was involved in the race. Definitely follow our runners. If you want to see more rando, there's rando going on 24/7 at this point. You could literally check out any of our speed gaming channels, ALTTP, Randomizer as well. And yeah, so thank you for watching, everyone. Hope you all have a good rest of your Monday night, and we will see you for the next randomizer race.